Hello, happy Sunday, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on your time zone. I am so glad that you guys are here to check out this video. Let's go ahead and switch screens. There is no reason to hesitate. We are here for something very particular today, and that is the Webtoon 2025 Contest Webcomics Legends, which did launch this weekend, essentially. I think it was actually on a Thursday. No, if I look all the way back, it was on a Monday. It was on March 10th. Wow, it has been such a crazy week. Hello, Nancy. Hello. Good to see you. Welcome to the chat. You've seen it. It's so good. Yeah, I cannot wait to get into the nitty-gritty with you guys, to like have a little gossip hour, a little tea time, and go over not just my entry, which I definitely do want to go over and talk about with you all, but also the contest in general. And I think that's where we'll start. We'll start with the contest in general and how this first week has gone, because it has been a wild ride. And for those of you that do know, hello Shrimp Burrito XL in the chat. Hello Ishan. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. Ishan joined very early, so hello. I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, welcome. Good to have you. So I did not submit on day one, the Monday that this launched, but I was definitely reading entries on that Monday. So let's go ahead and scroll through here. First of all, like right up here on screen, you can see the big splash banner here. The 1 million prize pool Webtoon 2025 Contest Webcomics Legends. That is a prize pool that will be divided between, I think, 40 total winners. Hello Abstracted, welcome to the stream, good to see you. Hello, I probably won't stay for long, but wanted to say hi. I appreciate you popping in, always a pleasure. Love to see you here, and I appreciate you joining. Oh, I almost lost my track of thought. Okay, so we've been through this. We've gone over the whole overview thing. Maybe not like super at length, but I don't think we need to revisit that, at least not unless somebody has a very specific question and we want to go look at the answer. But this is where we're at right now in the timeline. We are at the submissions part of the timeline. And like it says here, they opened on March 10th. That was last Monday, y'all. It's about to be Monday tomorrow. I know, I hate it. I don't know about you guys. I'm Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, or not really 9 to 5, but close enough to call myself one. And it is a drag. I don't like Sunday nights. They make me unhappy. I miss my weekend. It's so short. But we're gonna carry on, and then they're gonna close on May 15th. So there's quite a window for submissions. And this is my first contest with Webtoon 2, by the way. Let me point that out first of all. So everything that we're gonna look at is gonna be first impressions. My first impressions, and I'm welcome to add yours in the chat, and I'm happy to read them out loud and share your first impressions as well. So we can kind of get like a community glance at this, okay? But I've been following a couple other channels that have done these before, these contests before, that have that experience, and this is definitely coming from a fresh pair of eyes. So please keep that in mind as you're watching this stream. I am looking at this experience as a complete newbie to the experience. This is my first time entering one of the webcomic contests, and I was being so careful with my entry. I didn't post it on the first day because I wanted to make sure that I learned through observation what everyone else was doing and what was cool and what wasn't cool, and where like maybe there might be rules. For instance, one of my biggest fears if I submitted on the first day was going to be, oh, if I submit one chapter and then that the submission like locks for whatever reason. I didn't know like what the standard was going to be. I didn't know what the UI was going to do. And if so far, the people who have already submitted, and this is my category right here, most feels, I'm going to show you some of the ones I've already looked at, because I think they're amazing. But so far, and I'm gonna sort them by likes, because some of the ones that I really love, I don't want to be like so cliche to just jump straight to the top, but some of the ones I really love are actually doing really well, and I'm really happy for them, and I'm supporting them, and I'm gonna show you guys some of my favorites so that you can check them out, because I think they're worth looking at. And also I'm gonna show you mine, but I'm gonna save that. We're gonna go over that, but we're gonna go get just a cursory glance, you know, at all of this first. And like I said, I really do want to give you an honest first impression. I don't want to make this all about me. I want to make it a tiny bit about me, but I want to honestly make it about the contest overall. Artbreaker, hello, only a teeny bit late. I'm glad you were able to make it. I wasn't sure if you would be able to be here, but I really love it when you specifically are present for this stuff because you're the colorist for our contest entry. So it's really, really gratifying to have you join these streams so that you can be a part of the conversation because you're a big part of the comic creation. So everybody say hello to Artbreaker. Artbreaker in the chat is the colorist for Love Cursed Queen of Rogues, or as we've been calling it, LaCour, because that's the acronym. It's just LaCour. So let me just drop that. Love Cursed Queen of Rogues, LaCour, as our acronym for our comic. Yes, Pocolatte, hello! Hi! So good to see you, and also greetings for everyone. Oh, back on track, what were we gonna say? Okay, so I'm in the most feels category, but not all of my favorite things that I've read so far have actually been in the most feels. I've been looking at some of them, and these are, I think they start with the newest one up top. So I don't know if that's true. Somebody fact check me if I'm wrong, let me know the truth, so I'm not like spreading misinformation, you know? I want to tell the truth, so if I'm wrong, correct me. I will be thankful for it. But yeah, I've been reading some of these other ones as well that are right up here in the all category, like the everything categories. There's 42 total pages of entries so far as of the first week. So 42 total and growing. And I really want to show you. Oh man, I think so. If we go to most feels. And I'm just going to scroll through them this way. I'm not going to sort. I'm just going to go by what was the most recent. And I think I kind of remember where some of my favorites were. I don't know who else is also following Shiso Drama, but she's in here and her comic. Hello, Hugh are you comic. I was going to get it. I was going to get there. That's a very interesting screen name. Yep, it defaults by date, and it's the newest update on top. Good to know. Okay, so that's true. And I think that means that when you submit your subsequent chapters, so if you upload one chapter at a time, each time you submit a new chapter, it should bump you back to the top of the frequent or the most recent list. So this one, am I not? Okay, well, let's fix that. I'm subscribed. There we go. This one is by Shiso Drama, and she has been on this YouTube prep work journey with some other YouTube / Canvas creators who are all sort of like publicizing our experiences together. We're all sort of just taking that one extra step to put ourselves online and to be in the moment with this whole experience and share it. And so I really recommend, if you haven't seen her already, check out her videos. She has some really great videos on Webtoon creation, and it's the same username as her Webtoon username. But here is her entry. It is also in the romance drama category, which is the same as my entry. I'm going to tell you what I love about this entry, okay? Pocolatte, well, hello, Artbreaker. Sorry, I completely misheard your name. Artbreaker, or what did you hear? Did you hear Heartbreaker? Right, so, goodness, sometimes I really lose. I'm hesitant to click on it, because I'm like, if I click on this, and I show it to you, you might not have the same incentive to go open it and give it a view yourself. So I'm like torn. I'm like, do I show it to you? And we look at it together, and will that, you guys let me know, tell me in the chat, will that encourage you to then go subscribe and look at it yourself? Or is it better for me to tell you why it's good, and then if you're curious, go look at it yourself? Which one is better? Because I don't want to steal views from her by us collectively viewing it and it only counting as one. Does that make sense? I want to be fair. But while you guys respond, maybe show the first 5 or so panels. Oh, so quick on the draw there, Hugh. Are you comic? Good idea. Only show a couple of panels. Okay, let's do that. So let's open this up. And the artwork is super cute, but what I think is the most stunning part about this story is the humor. I was not expecting it, because I was like watching her journey on YouTube of creating this. My mouse is gonna be so obnoxious. It's gonna like be so loud. And Can I do this by scrolling with my mouse? Oh, I'll use the keyboard. That's better. It's not as annoying as my mouse. I need to get a new mouse. It's too noisy for streaming. It's funny. I did not realize when watching her videos that this was going to be so funny. Like, it's a really funny romance. It's really cute. So we've got like this long winding street, right? We're coming down between these buildings, another sunset view of the setting. So it's very medieval. We're definitely getting a sense of that. And the people, here we have a tavern, and the people are outside, or they're inside gossiping, and you can kind of see like, you know, you get the period. It's like a period piece too as well. But as we head down here, I'm gonna like pass through a couple of these real fast, and you can take the time to look at them yourselves. I want to get you to some of the juicy bits, okay? Also, can we just like pause here on some of the inanimate objects, because this, as an artist, is one of the things that gets me when I see something like a detail like this that is drawn so well. And she's doing one of my favorite things here, which is breaking the panel. She's bringing the thing that's in the scene outside of the panel, and I love that. But like these bubbles in the water, I just think this looks really good. All of that aside, okay, look. It takes a while to get to the funny part because you got to meet the main character first, but all of this is just set up the scene. The music is kind of loud, Sister Burrito. Okay, I'll turn it down. All of this that we've looked at so far is all world building, right? We're setting the stage, and we're seeing all of these people running outside, and this little girl that was mopping the floor, running outside to get a glimpse of this princess in this carriage. The princess, the counterfeit bride, I think. We'll get the title in a second. And all of this just to get a glance at this woman in this carriage who's wearing a veil. And I'm gonna stop here. I really think you guys should watch this yourself, because after this point, like once you see her for the first time, it's all like it's all like it snowballs from there, right? She just becomes really funny. I love this character. I love the writing. And I was not expecting it just from the stream, so I feel like it was like just this little extra nugget of something delightful that she put into this comic for this contest. So yeah, please check it out. She's got, let's see, first of all, the title. Let me make sure I get this to you guys right. The Counterfeit Bride, check it out. Long-awaited days come for an arranged marriage between the Westarian princess and the Beldorian prince, but something seems amiss with the bride-to-be. Can she tie the knot, or will she get caught? And one last time, I'm just gonna plug her channel. She's So Drama is also on YouTube. But we're gonna fly back real quick. We're gonna fly back real quick to the actual Webtoon contest entries, because I wanted to talk about a couple of others, and then we're gonna talk about mine. And I would like to hear from you guys what your thoughts are on both the contest and especially if you're entering. If you have an entry in the contest, I want to hear how your experience has been so far. Like if you're still putting together your art and it's not ready yet, and whether like how you're dealing with maybe like the experience of FOMO, because I know for me, I'm still feeling a little bit of FOMO because I only have one chapter out, and I'm like, oh no, I want to rush, but I'm trying to be mindful and trying to stick to the plan, because I really want to deliver something good, and I know that you guys probably feel the same way. And if you have yours in, what has the experience been like? Are you checking it frequently? I know I've checked probably 4 times today. I've probably looked at my stats to see if anything has changed. I'll tell you the answer to that question in just a second, but I'm gonna read this. Hugh Are You Comic says, oh, so my comic is with my husband, and we've put together the comic Meow and Then. We have 8 episodes so far. I keep peeking myself because I want to know how it is doing and if we have new subs and stuff. Exactly. I'm doing the same thing, and it's so hard. It's so hard not to look, because we all want to know, like, well, have people discovered it? Are people seeing it? Are people looking at it? Do they like it? Are they commenting? And being able to like stop checking and forget that you submitted so that you can focus on creating the next chapter is a feat in itself. It really is. It's such a challenge. to like just put it out of your mind, to not think about it, to not worry about what people are doing, and to just focus on your next steps. It's really hard to do. Hugh also says, oh, we don't have the episodes scheduled out though. We want just 1 a week updates. I still want to hit that publish button. You do have them. You have them scheduled out though. Understandable. Yeah, it's so hard not to want to just like but I think, you know, it's a really tough choice in your case because everything is already done. You don't have to wait, so you're choosing to. So I can see the benefit of posting all at once because then people can binge and it encourages more subbing if they can binge, at least to the first 3. But on the flip side, as we already mentioned, if you wait to publish it, then it'll push it back to the top of most recent more often. So it definitely is a decision you guys have to kind of like make on your own and based on what's more important to you. Some other things so let me take you real quick. We're gonna go to my dashboard, okay? And I technically have 2 comics. I have Venerable, which I have paused. It's on hiatus while we're doing this contest. And I have Love Cursed Queen of Rogues, which is my contest entry. And if we go here to stats, we can check out how it's been performing since we published it. And we published it on the 14th? When was that? I'm trying to look at the calendar. The 14th was on Friday. That's right. I had it scheduled for Monday. That's what I originally planned. But then I was looking at statistics and trying to do some research and figure out what's the best day to publish. And basically what I read insinuated, I don't know how true it is because I don't know where the data is coming from, but insinuated that Monday was technically the worst day to publish. So I was like, wow, okay, well, maybe I won't do that. And so I moved it up to Friday. So this has technically been out for almost 3 days. And these are my stats currently. So we have just the 1 chapter, 23 subscribers, 21 likes. I have more subscribers than likes, which I did not expect. That was a little unexpected. So somebody subscribed but forgot to like it, but that's okay. And then then our view count, right? 129 views, 74 of which just in the last 24 hours. So again, it's been up for like a day and a half. And it's 129 views, 23 subscribers. I have no idea if that's a good ratio. I would love to do more research on that. And I know that the results are obviously going to be more of like a margin than a hard number. Like you want this percentage rate or anything like that. It's not going to be that cut and dry. But I didn't know there was a like button, but I fixed it now. Oh, Poco Latte, thank you. Yeah, the little heart, it can be kind of incognito sometimes. Yeah, it's hard to find sometimes, but I try to hunt it down and make sure I'm providing support to the people I read, because I really do know how much hard work goes into these, and I want to make sure I'm always doing my part to support them for all their hard work. And obviously, I super appreciate when you do that for me as well. You've just scrolled down, it's hiding at the bottom of the iPhone. Yeah, you have to be so deliberate with it. It's not the most intuitive. You really have to be deliberate. But this is what I've been refreshing, and this is probably what HUR Comics is refreshing constantly too, is looking at their stats. And I'm doing it here in the statistics window instead of just going straight to the page, because I heard a rumor. And this is where the gossip comes in, okay? So get out your tea. I hope everybody has their beverage of choice and is ready for this, okay? This is a rumor, all right? Hear me loud and clear. I am not confirming this information. This is a rumor. I don't even remember where I got this little idea in my head, if it was on Discord or if I read it in an article somewhere or if I saw somebody say it on YouTube. I don't remember. But I heard that the engagement rating, the fact that 40% of our score is based on engagement. And your engagement rating isn't just how many views you get, like the higher the view number, the higher the engagement score. I think that, or at least my understanding, based on this information that I cannot track down, that I don't remember where I got it from, my understanding is that it's a ratio, kind of like your ratio on YouTube, which is how much engagement, how many likes or comments you have in relation to your view count. So it's not enough, supposedly, or allegedly, it is not enough to just have a high view count. What you really want is a high ratio of likes and subs to this number. So for every, I'm gonna make this up here, I'm just making up a number off the top of my head. For every 100 views, you want 10 of them to become subscribers or something. I don't know. Maybe that's a high number, maybe that's a low number. I really don't know. I'm just making up a random number here. So then say it's a 10%, right? Like 10 out of 100, 10%. If you have a 10% engagement ratio from subs to views, maybe that would be considered a good engagement score. So that's kind of my understanding, is that engagement isn't just like refresh the page 1,000 times and try to like drive this number up as high as you can. I don't think that helps you. It's all about the actual engagement. So the actual subs, the actual comments, the actual likes. So I've been checking my dashboard to get, and again, I cannot prove this. I hope I've made that super clear. I cannot prove any of this. This is just my understanding. And I would love to be educated if anybody does have the confirmed answer to this question. How does this work? But I've been using my dashboard to check whenever I am in here hitting refresh, trying to figure out how many changes have been made to my entry, if I gain subscribers or not, over here in my dashboard instead of on the actual chapter, the actual episode, because I don't want to drive that number up without driving up my subs or likes at the same time. I don't know if that even makes sense. Maybe your views of your own comic don't even count. I have no idea. Maybe I can refresh it 1,000,000 times and it would never change the view count because I'm the creator. So I'm not sure if I'm going through all this effort for nothing, but I'm just being cautious. QRUcomic said, in the official rules do say 40% audience appeal and engagement, 20% impact and satisfaction, 20% storytelling and hooks, and 20% artwork. Yeah, so there's like exactly what you just said. The score is based on these wickets, and each one is worth a different amount. So we can go back real quick. Let's go back to the webcomic thing. Let's go back to overview, because it's going to be in here, I think. Those are the rules. Again, it's going to be split between 40 total winners. And that's the other thing, too, that I keep reminding people, because I feel like there's been a lot of trepidation with participants who are like, I really want to support these other creators, but excuse me. Okay, so you might like feel nervous about supporting your competition. Don't. That's my advice. Don't feel nervous about supporting your competition for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, there are 40 winners. 40 is a big number. There are 40 winners. There is no reason to feel like you have to, like, it's not Squid Games, okay? It's not Squid Games. There's not one winner. We don't have to like kill off the competition, okay? There are 40 winners. So there is no reason to be gatekeeping likes or ratings or subscriptions from other creators. There's absolutely no reason to do that. Don't deprive them, don't deprive yourself. If you like a story and you want to subscribe or you want to comment, but you're worried about driving up your competition's engagement, just let it go. Let all of that go, because there's so much wealth to go around. There's 40 total wins to go around. So do not let yourself be trapped by that feeling. The second reason why I would say definitely engage with your fellow creatives and your competition is to build community with your competition. At the end of the day, most of us are not going to win. That's the actual truth. There's like already, what did I say, 24 pages full of, just in the first week, and this goes on for almost 3 months. And there's 24 pages, not 24 entries, 24 pages of entries already in the first week. Most of us are not going to win. Yes, there are 40 spots. So again, it's not like, you know, to the death for the #1 and only spot. There will be 40 winners. However, most of us are not going to win. Most of us are not going to be in those 40. So the best thing we can get out of this, the best thing that we can do for ourselves and for each other, is to make friends, to support each other as creatives, and to build that community with other people who get it, right? Like, drawing takes so much time, making comics takes so much time, and it can be so lonely. You can be doing this all by yourself. Most people, I think, are doing it all by themselves. Some people work on a team. I know I'm working on a team because Artbreaker and I are working on this together. QRU Comic said that they're working with her husband, so that's a team as well. Bingo Ned is working on a team. I know he has background artists that he works with. There are teams, but otherwise it gets really, really isolated, and this is the perfect opportunity to get out of isolation and to connect with other people who totally get it, who 100% understand the struggle, the commitment, the determination, and the longevity of trying to create a comic, and how just rigorous it is, and how many panels you have to draw, all of that. So that's the other reason why get out there, get into these submissions, okay? Go look at what other people are making and have that conversation. Leave those comments, leave those likes, love each other's work, and show full throttle support, because that is going to be the richest thing that you take away from this, is all those connections that you're going to make. All right, so again, let's look down here, because what we were looking for the judging criteria. So where was the criteria? Ah, it's not on this page. I guess I went to the wrong page to find the criteria, but that's okay. It's basically what QRU Comic already said. See, read official rules. Read official rules. That was right under these, I think. Here we go. Thank you. You're so on top of it. All right, so it's eligibility. Eligibility. Let's see, judging criteria. There it is. I can see it now. Right at the bottom here. So what it means by artwork is the quality and clarity of the visual images in your webcomic. I'm thinking these first 3 parts are going to be based on the judges panel's scorecard, right? So we're going to be scored, 60% of our grade comes from the judges panel. These are judges criteria, judges panel. That is 60% of our grade. So that's most of our grade. And we want artwork, the quality and clarity. It's 20%. Story and hooks. The narrative should lay the groundwork for character development, encourage anticipation in readers to find out what happens next. And then impact and satisfaction. Clear, creative, engaging narrative that promises engaging narrative promise that understands the expectations of readers in the selected genre. And this is what Pantheon Talks has been saying for weeks now, is that genre is so important. They want to know that you understand your genre. And so you really want to make sure that with each chapter you're submitting, you're looking at it through the lens of, does this belong in this genre? Does this belong in this category? It can be really hard sometimes to do that when you really just want to like follow your heart and run where your story takes you. But I think for the sake of the contest, we really, and I say we because I mean me too, really, really, really have to stay focused. Eyes on the prize. Know where your lane is and stay in it. And it's kind of hard to do that sometimes, especially with a multifaceted, multi-genre serving story. Okay, so all of that said, I would like to kind of get into my story, and then afterwards we will look at a few more that are in the Webtoon contest, because I do have a couple other favorites, and I will be open to checking out some of your favorites. So if you have some recommendations, you can share those with me. I would be happy to take a look. Here are you comic, I would be happy to bring yours up on screen too if you would like me to. Like I said earlier, just maybe a few panels. I don't want to give away the whole thing because I don't want to discourage people from going and seeing it for themselves. I want them to get an idea of the comic, but I definitely want them to give their own individual page views, likes, and comics to every creator's page. I just don't want to prevent people from getting I don't want to prevent people from counting every view that they get. So with the YouTube stuff, I kind of like just really want to make sure that if we're looking at it, we want to encourage you to afterwards go give that person the like that they deserve, the view that they deserve because you did view it. Okay. Oh, that'd be lovely. You can totally show my whole thing as the next update is tomorrow. Okay, sounds good. Who are you comic? We will visit that and we'll check it out. And the same goes for anybody else in the chat. If you have a comic that it's in the contest, you want to take a look at it on stream, I feel way more comfortable looking at your comics on stream with your permission than I do like rating somebody's comic without them knowing that I'm rating their comic live. So for sure, definitely open to suggested content. All right, so mine is a romantic action story. So I had to choose between joining the most feels genre or joining the most epic, because it's an action romance, but technically speaking, and you can tell just by looking at the title, it is a romantic plot in an action setting, right? So I leaned into romance because ultimately that is the plot, that is the theme that and everything that we're trying to achieve and overcome and all of that in the story. So love, cursed, queen of rogues. It just had to go into romance primarily and then action secondary. That said, let's take a look down here. How many of you, I would love to know, maybe I can do a poll. Can I do a poll? Start a poll. Do you read the descriptions before the Webtoon chapters? And then just yes or no. How many of you will read these first? How many of you will read the chapter first and then decide to read it afterwards? While you guys vote on that, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what mine is. Mine is Love Has Never Lasted for Caitlin Cogford. Noble Baron's daughter, notorious queen of rogues. No matter the title, every love ends the same. Heartbreak and loss. In a steampunk city on the brink of war, divided between the mechanically inclined and the magically gifted, can she defy, wow, way to go ruining my own thing. Can she defy her love curse and seize a future worth fighting for? And I understand that my face is kind of covering it up. So sorry about that. But hopefully you have the volume on so you can hear me read it. Let's take a look. I think I've definitely stalled enough. I think it's time to actually open this up. So let's look at chapter 1. I really wish, okay. I might apply the same logic that I applied with looking at the other ones. I may not show you the whole thing. I might stop at a certain point and be like, okay, I need you to go onto Webtoon and read this for yourselves and leave me, you know, your comments, your thoughts, your feelings, all of that stuff there so we can count your engagement. But real quick, so let's take a look. We're gonna start off. Let's start off at the top because I'm at the bottom. I hope that wasn't like a giveaway. And again, just one last time, let me remind everybody that the colors on this are all Artbreaker in the chat. So if you really love the colors, please let her know. Or even better yet, let her know in the comments on the Webtoon. We're gonna start off with this exclamation, this captain, we're under attack, before we start getting our first few looks at our protagonist. So she halts, says, "What? While in the airship harbor?" And we get yet another sort of like hidden view of her, this one from behind the head as her ship is being boarded. Be sitting ducks. Cut loose the mooring lines. I feel weird reading this out loud. Have you guys ever read your story out loud to somebody? It is a very strange feeling. I can say that right now. Yes, Captain. And then here we have her beautiful sword. I love the colors on this sword hilt. Makes me happy every time I see it. And load the cannons. Yes, Captain, and then we're gonna scroll and we're gonna get into this really long. Kakaboom. Swish. So like a lot of fighting's going on, right? And we finally hit our first narrative box. In the sovereign nation of Sidon, the clash of steel and shadow terrorized the capital. We have more airships, some more silhouettes doing the fighty thing. A flutter of wings. And this text box. So the Brotherhood of Rogues, pirates and thieves of the sky and sea were locked in a deadly guild war with the assassins, shadowy figures who dealt in secrecy and death. This bloody feud for power between rival gangs was on the verge of starting a civil war. Who has already read this? Because I know some of you already did, and some of you already had thoughts. About this whole guild war situation. Alright, so we're gonna scroll down here. We got like some pirates and some assassins punching each other, fighting it out. And then we're gonna meet this guy. For Caitlin Cogford, the attack in our guild was about to become a much more personal problem. And we're still scrolling, by the way. We're still going down this airship tower the whole way. And here we have... Caitlin, why are you here? Please leave. I don't want to hurt you. And this is... our main assassin fellow. The backgrounds are so pretty, so abstracted. Thank you. I love them too. I think the color goes so far. It goes so far. And so I really hope, as awkward as it is for me to read this, I hope you guys are able to see the imagery. I'm not panicking too much and scrolling too fast, I hope. And enjoy really sort of like the tone, right? The colors, the tone, the character design, the world design, and we have here our lovely Lady Katie. I'm not gonna read every text bubble. I just really want you guys to be able to see some of the art here before we really, like this outfit, the hair, everything, the little hearts in the hair. I know everybody's like really loving that. And the tower attack just keeps going, right? So we're still moving our way down. There's black smoke rising. We've got some more damaged ships. We've got the bottom of the tower. There's these buildings down here, and we've got this like glider crashing down here at the bottom of the tower and exploding outwards. And so after that, we're really gonna start seeing some of the action part of this action romance with Caitlin doing like all these like action sequences where she's fighting people and just being an overall. Zohan says, Perry, is that you in the comic? No, I mean, no. Everybody's got like their own, I don't know, you put yourself into some of your characters, and in a lot of ways I really did put myself into this character because she is one of my oldest OCs. Like truly one of my oldest first OCs. And I think I had mentioned before, I've been brewing this comic, this story, since the 2010s. Honestly, it's been a long time coming, and being able to finally commit and put in the level of work it takes to make this comic what it is one of my favorite things that I've been able to do in a long time. It's truly, this is like, they tell you not to make your baby your first comic, and so I didn't. I made Venerable my first comic, which I am still very much attached to. I do really love Venerable, but this is my baby. Like, this story is ultimately the one I wanted to tell, but I didn't tell because I wanted to learn first how to make comics, how to make webtoons specifically, before trying to take on something like this. Abstracted, the backgrounds are so pretty. 1000% agree. Hugh, 824 entries last I checked. I just now read that part. Yeah, there's quite a lot of them. So we're gonna have these two characters clash now, right? Like, you've got the mysterious hooded character. You've got Caitlin over here. They know each other. Well, he knows her. He recognizes her right away, but she hasn't recognized him yet. And so she's threatening him to get off her ship. I mean, they are invading, so fair, I think. Artbreaker, sorry for the lack of interaction, actively coloring it now. That's totally fine. Zohan, hello. Oh wait, I already read that. Well, let me still say hello. Welcome to the stream, Zohan. Good to see you. And then we have this little moment, in my opinion, my little moment of like humor. So Color Me Impressed brought but you still brought a sword to a gunfight. And so these two are going to clash. They're going to clash. They're on two different sides of the battlefield right now. That's why the first chapter is called What's Fair, about love and war. And honestly, I'm kind of like getting to the point where I want to stop scrolling, and I kind of just want to let you see the rest of this on your own, even though a lot of my favorite panels are well past this point. Like, this is kind of like all the like setting the stage, putting all the pieces in place is what we've been looking at up to this point, even though I tried to keep it active and engaging and fun and exciting to look at. But like, really the fun part is everything that comes after here. Like, basically after this guy runs up and lets you know, like, fire, the ship's on fire, everything past this point is kind of where it gets good. And as I say that, I really think the next panel is where I'm going to stop scrolling, and I'm going to encourage you guys to go check it out yourselves. And that's just here. He's saying he can't resist much longer as he's pointing a gun at her, and she's got this like extreme close-up where she says, resist what? And that is where I'm going to pause on scrolling through here, because it really takes off after this point, and I need to let you guys discover it for yourselves. And honestly, I'm 100% with you there, Abstracted, on the colors. I think Artbreaker's colors are phenomenal. They're mind-blowing. Every single time she sends me a work in progress, I am like beside myself. It's so good. Artbreaker, yeah, actively coloring right now. Speaking of talking about her colors and how amazing they are, that's what she's working on right now. And I was also working on line art for chapter 2 before this stream, and I'm almost done with another sheet, by the way, Artbreaker, so I'll be able to send that to you here. If not tonight, then definitely tomorrow is what I'm thinking. So just so you know. The eyes are so good, says Zohan. Thank you! I appreciate it, and I know Artbreaker does too. Artbreaker, I love when you're present for people's feedback, because it's so good. Your work is so good. And, Abstracted says, I have so many stories I want to make into comics, but like you, I want to learn how to make one first. It's a lot. I recommend doing it that way. I truly do. And I know everybody says it, like, if you're like looking up tutorials and stuff, people will always give you that same advice. They'll tell you, do not do your magnum opus. How do you say that? Don't do your masterpiece first. As much as you might be so in love with the one idea that you just can't think of anything else and you want to work on that one, save it. You'll be really glad you did as you work out like your learning curves and on something else, and pick a smaller idea. Like maybe, and if you can't come up with one because you're truly just so engrossed in your masterpiece idea, do an adaptation of like a very common story, like do Red Riding Hood, but adapt it into your style and do your own spin for a Little Red Riding Hood, or do the Brother Grimm's Tales, do basically anything that's open source at this point, anything that like is basically Creative Commons. Adapt those, do your own versions of them, do your own Snow White, you know? We've seen these stories a million times by a ton of different people, and you can also do them yourself as a way to learn and to study and to train yourself how to make comics and how to draw and what your art style looks like and how to be consistent. And so your characters look like themselves every single time, which I'm still struggling with. I really try hard to make my characters look like the same person every time, and it is still not a natural thing for me. It's still something I have to be super mindful and deliberate with. One thing I wanted to show you, aside from how far we went into chapter 1, and again, there's a lot more to it. I definitely still didn't get to like the punchline of chapter 1. I didn't get to the big reveal of chapter 1, or why like she's even where she is and why it matters. You gotta read it to find out. So I hope you will. I really truly hope you do. And I will, let's go ahead and copy this link, and I will go ahead and add it to the chat for anybody that's looking to read this. But the other thing I wanted to show you while we're here is the creator page, because uploading updates is going to naturally take time. And so the first one is out, but it may be 2 to 3 weeks before chapter 2 is out, and it might be another 2 to 3 weeks for chapter 3 to come out. And so in those 2 to 3 week intervals, I'm going to be sending extra content through my creator page. So every week I'm doing a Sunday Fun Day, which is sharing a preview or teaser for the future chapters. So if you really want to get into the lore, especially after you've read the first one and you understand some of the characters and some of the situations that they're in, I have here today's, I put it out about an hour ago, almost an hour ago exactly, today's Sunday Fun Day image. And so here is the preview for today, and this is a progress from chapter 2, and it's just the line art, and it's this shot right here of Katie, like just the back of Kate. And that's all I'm going to tell you. It's very much out of context. You kind of gotta like draw your own conclusions and create your own theories up until we actually drop the actual comic. But I actually really liked making this panel. As simple as it is, it was really satisfying to be able to draw from different angles, because we're so very often just drawing faces and people from the front. So getting these different angles, this variety of perspectives is really, really nice. And it makes the comic feel way more real, in my opinion. Somebody had said, who was it that said in the Discord that reading chapter 1 was like watching a movie? Somebody had said that in the Discord. Reading chapter 1 was like watching a movie because the way that the shots really flowed. And that's kind of my goal with this. And I think that this is part of that, is making sure that we're not just doing talking heads all the time, that we're always moving the camera. We always have like all of this movement, even if it's a very still, stationary scene, you want to always be moving, like as the cameraman. And that's who we are as the artist. We're the cameraman. So that's just my advice. Always be moving the camera. And then I'm going to do polls. So here was a poll I did yesterday so Friday we dropped chapter 1 into the contest, and then Saturday I ran a poll. It's still open, so if you want to vote, you can vote. If you've read it, you know. And so this one's talking about Love Curses Pirate Duels, which is harder, fighting your enemy or falling for them. And so you then get to vote on this poll. So I would encourage everybody here that's watching the stream to go vote on this poll and let me know how you feel about this after you've read the first chapter. And you can also leave comments too. We have some comments as well. And then just to really drive home, Sunday Fun Day, which I will be doing every week. So whether I'm ready or not, I will make sure to deliver something of a preview or teaser from the next chapter. So I'm always going to be giving you guys these early access pieces if you follow my creator page. And this was the panel that I had shared last Sunday before the contest had even opened. Caitlin getting undressed cliffhangers is Pocolate. Yeah, I mean, just sometimes you just gotta tease a little, just a little teaser, Yeah, it's a little bit of a cliffhanger. And then I had done another one as well. So here's another poll, and I'm trying to be way more active in here so that I'm always keeping you guys updated. I'm never leaving you guys in the dark for too long. Let's see. I think I can end this poll now. Let's end the poll and see what we landed on. What was the final result? So 60% said yes, they do read the descriptions before the Webtoon chapters, and then 40% said no. I also personally am in the 60 percentile. Like, I will almost always read the description first before I start reading a chapter. Because I think art is so, like, the style and it looking good is so important for a visual novel, like for the reader to read something that they find visually appealing. But story is all about retention. So I like to read that description. There's no right or answer to this, by the way. Like, if you answered no, you don't like to read description, you like to go cold turkey in, that's fine too. Some people don't like to watch movie trailers for the same reason. They don't want it spoiled, so they just go in cold turkey, and I think that is valid. But I personally want to know if I'm going to be sticking with the story and reading it most of the time I feel like lets me know, is this a story I'm going to stick with, or is it one that maybe isn't for me? So I tend to read them. I think it's important to always try to like craft a good description that is true to your story, not just like clickbait, but actually valid, like literally accurate and true to your story, so that people know what they're getting into. And you'll probably get better ratings that way as well, personal opinion, and totally not based on any data whatsoever. I'm just saying, I think if you don't mislead people, you're not going to get downvotes, right? You're not going to get rate bombed if you're not misleading. You might get rate bombed for other reasons, but at least you won't get rate bombed for misleading people or people being frustrated because they read like 3 chapters and then it went in a direction they weren't expecting. They're like, oh, this was not what I thought we were doing here. So maybe they'll like be a little annoyed. But yeah, you can't control that all the time. But one way you can try to minimize those frustrations is just to let people know accurately upfront in the comic description what it is that you're making, so that they know what it is that they're agreeing to when they invest time into reading your stuff. All right, so, and then I guess just for convenience sake, I will drop that link there as well, so that we have the link to my creator page, so you guys can follow it if you're interested in getting those early previews and participating in those polls, which I hope that you will. I love the feedback, and I love having a conversation, and I love, most of all, community. That's why I even do YouTube, because I feel like as an artist, I don't like being isolated. So I like to reach out and be a part of a community. And that's why I have YouTube, and that's why I would really appreciate seeing you guys in Webtoon on the creator page, in the comments of my comics, and if you want, in the Discord, because we have a Discord that we like to hang out in as well. That said, I think that we should look at a couple more. What time is it? It's 7:52. I have like 8 minutes left on my hour that I set aside for this stream. So let's spend the next 8 minutes looking at other entries. And I know that I said that I would look at Hugh Are You Comic, yours. So what was the name of it again? Let me know the name and we'll pull it up. And I know you said it was a comedy. I'm pretty sure you said comedy. So let's go to Most Laughs, Mew, and Then. And we're going to look for that. Do you know what page you're on right now? Mew and Then. I wish there was like a little, is there a little like search button thingy? Let's do it this way. Mew and Then. And let's search that way. Is it the first one that came up here? It says Slice of Life. It's the exact name though. I feel like this is probably it, right? The ninja kitties. Yes. Okay. Mew and Then. I'm gonna read the description, guys. I'm a description reader. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do it. Mew, listen up. Or Meow, listen up. The perfect comic has yet to be made on the internet, but we are positive this will come close. Come watch as Ranbo, his spouse Sandals, and his boy Boots and Ginger all live their lives, share stories of the past, break the fourth wall. Wait till they break the fourth wall. Who gave permission for that? Oh, right, they're cats. You know what? They're cute, so check them out. Updates Mondays. I love that you're so prepared that you're able to like say with certainty that you can update on Mondays. That's a pretty strong, it's a strong attribute. So welcome to the comic, first and foremost, and then we're gonna scroll with my mouse. Not with my mouse, but my keyboard, because my mouse is loud, sorry. Forgive the lack of dust, we're working on it. Oh, this is meta. You went meta, that's so cool. But hey, let's introduce the cast. Hey, I thought I was retired. Bounces in, got little bounce lines here. Well, you are only 40, no one can retire anymore anyway. Oh gosh, that's so true. Don't remind me. This is Ranbo, our leading man, artist, father, husband, corporate slut. That's not great, but aren't we all? Dude. And this is also Ranbo, a teenager. Man, I was back there a really long time. Wait, isn't this going to get confusing? There's 2 of us? We never did start working out, did we? So we're doing, I'm assuming just by looking at this, it's like, what's the word for this? You know, when like time is suspended, kind of. It is very meta. Already I can tell it's very meta. You were the first one? You were the first one that went up? That's crazy! I know who the second one was, because I watched her video earlier today. Oh man, and I'm not gonna be able to pronounce it because I'm really, really bad at pronouncing. Not the very first, but pretty close. Oh, okay. I saw a video earlier today. If I go back to my history, I would be able to tell you. Of the creator who was the very second comic to submit to the contest, and she had stayed up all night for it because in her time zone it went live like at 2 a.m. and so she had like literally stayed up just to be able to submit it when it very first started. We never did start working out, did we? Look, it's fine. I mean, it's in the title, see? Meow. Oh, and there you go. You clarified everything. Meow. And then, by the way, I really dig this this lined paper. This brings back memories of school. This brings back memories of school, long buried memories. I am going to stop right here on this. Well, actually, I feel like, could we scroll? I feel like that's such a good stopping point, but also I have like 4 more minutes, and since I know I'm not going to pull up another comic in under 4 minutes, okay, we're going to keep scrolling. So we'll go back forward and back in the past whenever it suits us. Hey, Sandals will love this title. Sandals, she's here. I bet she looks so pretty all grown up. Oh no, I scrolled too fast. Yeah, we are lucky cats. Too bad you won't remember. Wait, so we're breaking the fourth wall just to tell the audience? No, like wacky time travel or anything? Seems kind of lazy to start a comic like this. It's so meta. This is very, very meta. I mean, to be fair, there aren't even backgrounds. The audacity to call yourself out like that. Hey look, transforming robots. Where? Did I forget to mention they have ADHD? I think I mentioned it. I bet they have some cool future ones here. Oh man, what if it's that bug one I'm missing? Oh well, see you next week, folks, so you can meet Sandals. And then we have a silhouette teasing the character Sandals. I love it. Meow. And then also, by the way, this title text is phenomenal. This is so pro. Like, this is the kind of title logo that I would expect like big industry professionals or like brand graphic designers to make. It looks so good. Hugh RU Comics says, I work with middle schoolers. I have no issue with being called out. Pocolate says, it's like 2 Johnny Bravos. Yes! Yeah, that is really, really cute. Okay, so Pocolate had mentioned this earlier. It is so hard to find the like button, but we're gonna go find it. So let's go find the like button. There it is. It's different on mobile. Just FYI, anybody that's watching this stream, when you're going on mobile, you might have to look a little harder to find it than what I just did. And then this button, subscribe. Make sure to do that to support creators whose work that you've enjoyed. And come down here and do this. Because it helps. It really, really helps. Love the meta-ness of all of it. Thank you so much for sharing. And that, folks, is how we do it. Thanks again for sharing that, for real, sincerely. I think it's super cute. I love the meta-ness, and I think that you have a lot, like, you have a really strong grasp of comic creation. I can kind of see it in the fact that you know when to use simplicity and how to make it a strength. I feel like mine is not simple at all. It is so busy, and I'm not really a maximalist in my personally, I am not typically a maximalist, but for this comic, I've tried really hard to not cut any corners and to really put everything on the page. So I really went the other direction for mine. So just one last time, as I want to do this how can I do this without just constantly refreshing that page? I think I know how to do this. I'm going to pull this up. Yeah, that works, I guess. So, let me wrap up the stream by reminding you guys to please check out Love Cursed Queen of Rogues on the Webtoon contest under the Most Feels category. And if I can find my things, why did I move everything somewhere I can't find it? This is just ridiculous. There we go. That's so much better, isn't it? Like being able to use this screen instead. And, oh, but your comic looks so good, says Hugh, Are You Comics? Thank you, I really appreciate it. I really hope you guys do enjoy it. I hope you guys are enjoying the contest. We are going to check this out in intervals. We're going to come back and we're going to revisit how we are feeling in another week or two. We're going to check the progress. Has there been any like explosive growth, any outliers? People have really like just dominated the contest from the reader's perspective, since obviously I'm not a Webtoon employee. I don't know how they feel on the corporate side, but from a reader's perspective, we can definitely explore that and see what we think of like really the forerunners, explore even more of our individual favorites, do some title exchanges where we look at other people's favorites and share what like nice, cool, unexpected titles that we've each discovered, and also check in with each other on how each other's comics are doing. Like I said before, subscribe to, well, to the comic, but to follow my creator page, because I'm going to keep you guys so up to date in there, and also in Discord if you're a Discord user. The link is in the description of this stream that you're on right now, so you can check it out there. Otherwise, that's a wrap. I have to get back to work. I know that Artbreaker is waiting on some more pages to color, so I gotta start pumping those out. But really appreciate you guys all being here. Shakta says, oh wow, I actually managed to stay for the whole stream. You did! You did. That's an accomplishment. Achievement medal, like, achievement unlocked. That's how that's said. Achievement unlocked. You've made it for the whole stream. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks again, and yeah, I don't really have anything else to add.